So guys, today's webinar is on HR analytics using Python, right? And this session is entirely will be presented by one of the DataMites student, Lovepreet, right? So yeah, before understanding basically how to get the insights and what could be the predictive analysis we can make from the data, let's understand first the HR domain, right? Because doing analysis on any domain, it's better first we understand the domain, right? And then start our any analysis on it, right? So why do we perform data analysis? Since we are data scientists and we focus on analyzing the data more, right? If you can see more of our session, right? They are mostly on, into analyzing the data, doing EDA, right? Why we do this? Basically, if we analyze the domain, if we analyze the features, right? That helps actually in creating better features, okay? In understanding the features, so in such a way that whatever predictive model we are making, it should do the correct prediction as per the domain, right? So that is the agenda here, and you should always keep in mind data analysis is a vast field, right? There are multiple ways of analyzing the data, but with respect to data science application, we should be very specific while analyzing the data, right? So let's start. Right. So we'll first understand basically what is HR analytics, right? What are the key indicators? What is the technology involved in it, right? Then what does the data tells us about? And we'll see certain applications of data science to HR analytics. And basically, Lovepreet will be taking us through a public data set, right? And he will be deriving insights and he will be performing analytics on it, right? Right. So initially, few years back, right, the HR was basically, it was an operational HR, which was completely, it was dependent on certain operation process, right? Later on, it became a strategic HR. Basically, strategies were developed and processes were made mostly strategy instead of process. And now in this particular era, we are trying to develop, or we are trying to create a HR, what we can say as HR domain as a data driven domain, instead of creating a process and following some strategies. No, here we will strictly monitor the data, that is the past data, and based on that certain strategies will be developed, certain processes will be developed, right? So today's HR is completely based on data driven, okay? Or basically that depends on the completely past data which we have, right? So what exactly, or what analytics helps to HR, right? So basically they try to take data driven decisions, right? It brings in effectiveness in HR policies, right? So once you join an organization, right, there will be certain policies which you have to follow, right? There can be policies like for late coming, right, for overworking, right, overworking hours. Then it can be compensation, it can be leave. There are so many policies, tax policy, so many things come here, right? So basically to know whether the policies are very effective or not, for that analytics is used. Right. So it involves, right, the process of analytics involved gathering of data, analyzing it, and basically reporting. Means basically we have to create a report and we have to present it to the management. So that is the aim of HR analytics. Right. And then it becomes a decision of management to see how it is impacting the overall business, right? And how it is impacting the overall company's performance, okay, and the employee performance, right? So three important things are getting impacted with analytics, right? So hence analytics become important. Now what are the indicators? When I say indicators, that means basically the processes, the strategies, right, the problems which HR domain has to handle by themselves, right? So once many of the people, they have complained, right? They want to apply data science, but they don't know what is a business case to solve, right? So if you are interested in HR domain, right, HR analytics is growing fast, and a lot of jobs are available in HR field, right? So if you want to focus on any of the problem, right, so these are the major problems or major indicators on which HR team or basically an HR people work on, right? Absenteeism rate, overtime hours, right, training cost, employee productivity, right? This is the main, this is the main concern for HR people, how much the employee is productive, right? Apart from that, they focus on talent satisfaction, cost per hire, right? Recruiting conversion rate, that means how much conversion has been happened from whatever interviews that has been happened in the organization, right? Time to fill, when you want to find a new employee, okay? Talent rating, right? Employee turnover rate, talent turnover rate, right? So basically these are the major indicators, right, based on problems on which the HR people are focused on. Okay. Apart from that, we have turnover rate by group, monitor if your diversity groups are satisfied, dismissal rate, right, female to male ratio, gender diversity by role, ethnicity, recruitment, part-time employees, average time stay, right? So these are the major, problems on which we can apply machine learning algorithms, and we can solve the problems over here, right? Today the problem which we are going to solve is basically predicting whether an employee will leave the company or not, right? So that is the today's agenda, or the today's key indicator on which we will be working, right? So based on this past the past, all these things which we have seen right now, these all are the business cases, right? Collect the data, create a machine learning model, and you can see how we can fast track the process. Now in a strategic organization, or basically any organization, or if we say small scale organization, they do all these things manually. They'll take the Excel and they'll do some formulas, like that they will do it right now. But in a bigger organization, or the domain, or the company which specifically builds HR softwares, right? We have HR softwares also, right? They come with a provision of leave, half day, right? They come with the features of salaries, everything comes over there, right? Tax, everything is covered into that HR application, right? So in HR application itself, right, all these things are taken care, right? So that is taken care with the help of analytics dashboards itself. Okay. Right. So these are the key major focus where HR people try to focus, right? And yes, we as a data scientist, we can also focus on this, and we can create a machine learning problem to solve any of the key indicators shown over here, right? Right. Now, if you look carefully here, we had a diagram over here which contains certain bold blocks here, data, right? So basically how the data will get collected, right? Then we do the data mining process. Okay. After data mining process, in data mining process, we have so many things. These are the few of the things which I have told you, right? But there are, apart from this, there are many other techniques available, right? So we'll either use API, we'll use either data warehouse, we'll use cubes, we'll use big data technologies, right? We can collect the data into CSV. It's completely our call based on the amount of data we are receiving, right? The sources of the data can be this. Data source can include external data, right? Benchmarking data, right? So many companies, they provide benchmarking data also. Social media data, so Glassdoor, LinkedIn, they are the good source, to hire people or to know about the people. Even HR analytics is also known as people's analytic, right? So where we try to analyze an individual and try to see how he will perform in next 5 years or next 1 year, right? So all these things comes under analytics only, right? Now here are the data which are the sources of the data. Then how the data mining will happen. After that, we go and do the analysis over here. The analysis can include, right, it's specifically based on the data. Visualization is mandatory, right? I hope you can understand what is visualization, right? That means the display of the data, right? Trend in the data, right? And based on the use case, let's say today's use case is basically to predict what will be the output, whether whether an employee will leave the company or not. So for that, we can create a predictive modeling. We can go for optimization, right? Scenario based modeling also is done based on the use cases. Okay, right. Then we present whatever analysis we do, we present it on a dashboards, right? It can be done with the help of any tool, right? Visualization tools are there, just like we have Power BI, we have Tableau, right? All this can be used, and a beautiful dashboards can be created, so that management, instead of analyzing the data by themselves, they can go here and simply check the insights of it, right? And finally, the time is to take the action. Action means basically these actions are basically the decision, right? And these decisions are based on the data, the insights which we have collected over here, right? It can be prescriptive action, like if an employee has performed very well in past few years, but in the recent year he has not performed, so some prescriptive actions can be taken on him. KPI alerts to employees are not performing well, right? Then scenario plan actions, right? Process red flags changes, right? Data based decision. So everything will be taken with the help of insights and the analysis which we have made. So this is the overall block which, if we want to execute any analytics on any institute, this is the setup, or this is the pipeline which we have to work on, right? So going forward, like we will have multiple webinars on each specific domain. So for different domains, there can be different pipeline, right, which can be used. Okay, so can you confirm whether a little bit idea you got about the domain, HR domain, or anyone from the HR domain? If you have any question, right, you can just ask. Okay, right. Right. So basically how we use the data, right? How we use the insights, right? So if you see this picture, right, try to read the conversation between the manager and basically the employee, right? Our big data analysis tell us that that only the top performer will leave for high pay. Since you are still here, it means your performance is average at best. That's not fair, the employee is telling. That's what all the average people say, right? So basically this person is a HR person, okay, and he's telling that he is not going to leave the company, okay, because he has done some analysis, and his analysis tells that performance is average at best, right? So this person is not going to leave the company, right? So this is how we use the insights in HR. Okay. Then now let's see the applications, right, which are gaining popularity days by day, right? So retention, basically who will leave the company, who will not leave the company, right? Which is today's agenda itself. Then recruiting, how many people we need to recruit, right? Basically we'll do the prediction also, right? Then we do employee performance prediction also, whether in this year this employee will perform well or not, basically predicting the rating of the employee, right? This is also done. Then compensation calculation, right? So we will forecast what compensation company has to provide, right? How much training and development, basically the cost they have to pay, right? So these are the popular use cases on which already certain data exist, right? And certain machine learning models are already developed. But these are not only the few, there are so many use cases. It depends upon the company. It depends upon the analytics people, how they are collecting the data and how they are managing the data. Okay, so these are the broad applications. Right. Now what we will do, Lovepreet will start presenting his analysis, right, which he has done on a public data set, right? Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. So Lovepreet, you can take over now.
Ma'am, am I audible or not?
Yeah, you're audible. Just if you can hold your mic near to you, that will be fine.
Okay, ma'am. So good afternoon, all of you. Firstly, I warmly welcome you all. So let me introduce myself. So guys, I am Laprit Salan. I'm basically a student of BTech Computer Science Engineering as well as a student of DataMites. Along with that, I am doing internship at Rubik's company. So today, I'm very glad to have an opportunity to describe about the basic data analysis on HR, or we can say that human resource data set, that is of IBM company. For this, I would like to thank whole DataMites team and special thanks to our trainer, that is Ms. Subhangi. Today, we'll more focus on data analysis, that how we'll see how it is done. As per told by the ma'am, data analysis plays a vital role in data science. While doing any project of data science, more than 40% work is covered by data analysis. So you can think that how data analysis is important to data science. So indirectly, we can say that we have to be a data analyst first. Before becoming data scientist, you have to be data analyst first. So this webinar will going to be very helpful for those who just started the journey of data science. So please focus and let's begin. So before I define you about data analysis, let me open my data set. Ma'am, can you please assess me to share the screen?
Yes, you can share now.
Yeah, thank you. So this is about the project. So let's a brief introduction about data analysis. That what is data analysis? So data analysis is the process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, and discovering useful information. Or in simple word, we can say that data analysis is used to get insight by summarizing the past data. So by summarizing, getting use of past data, we have to extract up our useful information. So this is very simplest and most common technique used by business process. While using data analysis, this allow us to make accurate decision. Like before, when data analysis is not there, then we just do some guessing and all such kind of things. But yeah, this let us to make accurate decision and leads to stop guessing. So data analysis is very important field. So in this, I use a language Python. This is fully based on Python language. So without wasting our time, let's move toward our project. So firstly, let me start the kernel. So, okay. So let me import the library first. So these all are libraries which I use. Pandas and NumPy, these are Python libraries, whereas Seaborn and Matplotlib, these are visualization tools, which shows us graphical representation of everything. So this is CSV file. So let me load the data set. So this is how our data set looks like. This is first 5 rows of our data set. So these all are feature. Here we are. This is iteration. Iteration means that company employee wants to leave or not. On the basis of this only, we are going to relate all the such kind of columns. See this age, business travel, daily rate, department. So take a look at data set once. See education field, employee count, number, satisfaction, gender, and these all are this 1 2 indicates the ratings. These all are given in the ratings. That ratings are always in 1 to 5. So gender, hourly rate, job involvement, and all these are features of data set. See. worthwhile years her company, years current role. So let's move ahead. So this is introduction of project. So as per told by me, target column is equal to iteration. So iteration is a departure of employees from an organization for any reason, or simple word we can say that employees who wants to leave the company, or sometimes company wants to fire them out, that sometime employee might not working properly, so company has no other option to fire them out. So here iteration has two values, that is iteration yes. Yes means employee wants to leave the company, and no means employees don't want to leave the company. Here the thing is that before, like, you have to keep in that mind that we are more focusing on iteration yes. Why iteration yes? Because suppose for an example that company is getting a large amount of project from their clients, and at that time when employee wants to leave the company, and that create a big issue. Definitely if when you are your work is on burden and you loses your employee, that create a big issue. So that's why we have to focus on iteration yes more. And if iteration no means, yeah, no one is leaving the company, that is that has good stability in your employee. So no need to, so we have to focus more on iteration yes. Understood? Okay, so what we are going to do in this project, it will uncover the factor that leads to employee attrition, or we can say that in this project we are going to analysis that how other feature will see how all these other column will affect our target column iteration. If you see, there are a lot of information is there in our data set. See, it's approximately near to 40 columns are there. So we have to extract useful information only. The main job is for data analysis is to extract useful information. Here the useful information is what? We have to analyze the other feature. We have to compare the all other feature with our target column, that is iteration. So have you understood the iteration? If any doubt, let me ask please. So okay. So let me give you brief introduction that about the main features or main columns of that data set. That how we have to define the data set according to our data. What does that column tells according to our data set? So let's see. While doing your real-time project, you have a domain expert present into your company. So you can get help from that while doing big data or big project. But yeah, now for your reference, I made just a little bit simpler for you. So here does what does age indicator? It's just an age of an employee. And sorry. So business travel is employees traveling or not for business purpose, and department in which company, department like employees working in which department, and distance from home. Yeah, this also matters a lot for people, for an employee, that how much distance is there of an employee from his and her house. This also matters a lot. And these are the ratings given to the employee according to their performance, that hourly rating, daily and monthly rating. These all have like similar data. So that's why I combined these all three. And let's see education field, from which education background employee belongs to, and job environment satisfaction. Yeah, definitely this is very important feature. We can say that employees should have that satisfied with their job and environment as well. So this is given in the rating 1 to 5 rating. And job involvement, that how much employee is involved in his job, that how much he is performing more than his job or not, he is doing effort or not. This is also given in the rating. And job level, what's the level of a job? So here it is written higher rating equals to higher job level. So according to data set, if rating is higher, it means the job level is higher. If we have rating, employee have rating of 5, so it means he or she might have like director or something, that something higher post, you can say that. And monthly income, very important thing, that is salary, monthly salary of an employee, and percentage salary hike. This is how much how much percent salary is increasing annually, like annually how much percent salary hike is getting by the employee. So here are the basic checks. So remember one thing, while doing any project of data science, you have to move with respect to the pipeline. So what the pipeline say? First thing that we already did, that importing the libraries and all such kind of data set. And second thing is basic checks into that this we check some basic data and we will able to get some little bit information. We can get idea about data set, that how according to how we have to move forward. So this is basic check, and after basic check our data analysis comes. So data analysis there's the part on which we are going to focus more today. And after that data pre-processing, into that we will see that handling null values, categorical column, and then feature selection. We'll select the column, unusable column we have to remove, and after that we'll create the model and or such kind of thing. So we have to move according to with respect to pipeline only. In every data set you have to follow the rule of pipeline. So let's see basic check. So let's see what our information tells our data set. So if you see that clearly, like see the non-null values, these are the non-null values. These. If you see that every column has non-null value present in it, so we can say that we need not to handle the null values. So like basic check, we will be able to know these small things. So this will help a lot. This will reduce our time. But yeah, you can see that there are some of objective types are there, objective data types. See, let me scroll down. See, data types, integer is of 26. There are 26 columns which is of integer type, but we have 9 values, 9 columns which is of objective. Objective means like string values. So we have to handle that string values in our data pre-processing part for our model creation. Because our model doesn't understand the string value, model understand that integer type and numeric data only. So that's why we have to handle the objective data type in data pre-processing. So let's see what data describes. For this I use data.describe. See, if you see there are here 2 columns, employee count and standard hours. See, if you see the employee count and the standard deviation, see, this is a standard deviation and employee count. It's a 0. What does this indicate? This indicates that we don't have a unique value. There is only one value present in employee count. So we can conclude from this that we need not to do analysis on this column, or one column is there, that is standard hours. Standard hour and employee counts, we do not need to do analysis on these 2 columns. So by describing the data, we will get able to know that. So this is very important thing. Basic checks, we will get a lot of idea. We will get the direction what to do and what such kind of work will be done by us. So here data.describe include equals to O. O means objective data. So this is description of objective data type. These all are of numeric ones and these are all are of categorical. So let's see what does that indicate. See, and here in overrating column, where is overrating column? This is overrating column. We have one unique value. See, the similar thing, unique value. This is only one unique value, means no to more than one unique value. We need not to do analysis on this as well. As per told by like this is also na employee count and standard hours. We need not to do the analysis on overrating column as well. So we have to remove that type of columns and we need not to waste our time on these kind of columns. So this is the like advantage of our basic checks. How we will do basic checks. So let's move toward our important part, that is EDA, exploratory data analysis. On the basis of this only, this webinar is conducted. So these all are analysis. Firstly, we are going to do analysis on with respect to categorical column. That how our categorical column means that objective, who has data type, objective data type, or we can say that in string values, how these are affecting our target column. What's our target column? Iteration. Okay, so let's visualize our target column. That how does it look like? For that I use count plot. See the visualization. See, this blue bin is for iteration. Yes, that these are for the employees who wants to leave the company, and these are for employees who don't want to leave the company. So if you look carefully, there's a big difference between these two. A wide range of gap is there. Like iteration yes is going approximately near about 200, and whereas if we talk about no, it's moving towards like 12 to 1300. So we can say that there are 100 count range differences there between both of them. So hence we can conclude from that it is an imbalanced data. Our model do not, like, if we do analysis and we create a model on imbalanced data, then we will result as misprediction. Our model will not be much accurate. So we have to balance the data of our target column. It's most important. So from analysis of target variable, we get to know about that we have to balance the data before our model creation. Let's see our first impact, that how business travel is affecting our iteration. See the business travel. Look at the rate of business travel. See. Firstly, just look at the graph. What does it indicates? Here, iteration blue one is for iteration yes, and this is for no. So we have to focus more on iteration yes, because these are like, this may create a big issue to the company. So that's why we have to focus on iteration yes. So firstly, just forget about data. Just look at the count. See the count. These are the count plot. And if you see the both iteration yes and no, there are high bin. I mean to say that there are more number of data in travel rare part. So we can conclude from this, if we compare with other, we can conclude from these that a company has less travel rate, because there are more number of employees who travels rarely. So there is a less rate of company's travel rate. And if you see that iteration yes in travel, the employees who travel rarely, they are more likely to quit their job as compared to others. Travel frequently also, like, followed by travel frequently. So these two are more affecting. Like, we can say that we can conclude from this visualization that these travel rarely and travel frequently employees are more likely to leave their job. So mean to say these two features are more affecting, these two values are more affecting our iteration. And if you see non-traveler, they have least count as well as least iteration. Yeah, definitely if someone have least count, and they will definitely have least iteration. Least iteration means they have less number of people, less number of employees who wants to leave their job. So, okay, understood. If you have any kind of doubt, ask me, please.
Lovepreet, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, ma'am.
Guys, so these are the insights which Lovepreet had made, right? If you feel that we have missed anything, any other insights which we haven't written here, you can start pinging in the QA section. Okay. So please don't think that don't make this session one way, right? So yeah, put your thoughts as well, right?
Yeah.
Because this helps a lot, right? So just put your thoughts as well. Yes, over to you, Lovepreet.
Yeah, thank you. So let's move toward our next visualization. See, that is how department is impacting on iteration. Let's see. So firstly, as before, like, firstly just see the count. If you see the count, research and development department includes more number of employees as compared to sales and human, and more as well as iteration yes. Like in research and development department, see the blue bin, see that is iteration yes, that is for blue one. So we have to focus. I'm repeating this more time because we have to more focus on iteration yes only rather than no. See, research and development department are more affecting the iteration. This include more number of employees as well as more number of that employees who wants to leave the company, and followed by sales department. Okay, and human resource have least count as well as least iteration as well. So this is about department, how department on iteration. Yeah, research and development department affecting the most on iteration. So we can say this. See, if you read, there are three number of departments, that is sales, research, and HR department. And second one, the research and development department have more number of iteration, that is 150 number of employees as compared to other two departments. And if we talk about human resource department have least iteration with just 5 to 10 employees. Why just 5 to 10? Because they have less count. Like there are not much number of employees are there in the human resource department who is working. So let's move to our next impact. See our education field. how education background of an employee is affecting the iteration. See here, same iteration. These all are iteration yes. These are bins are indicating this blue bin is for life science, and like green is for medical, and red is for marketing and technical and human resource. And this is for no. For like for now we'll just forget about no. Just focus on the yes. That how does this indicate? So yeah, life science education, the employees who are from life science education background, they are more likely to quit their job, and followed by medical department. So these two are more affecting the iteration. Okay, so see here also human resources very least count and least iteration is there. See now, if as concluded before, here also you can see that human resources have least count as well as least iteration, and here also you means to say, see here also. So this is the way that to check yourself that you are going correct or not, because your data is matching in every way virtual. This is a way to check that you are going correct or not. So here also your data, both the graphical representation, your data is matching. This is a way to check yourself, or you have to compare the data according with respect to your experience or with respect to the real life. So you can easily get that something. So let's see the point. First and the foremost thing, that employees who are from life science and medical background are more as compared to other education background. It's just a count of employees who are more in which education background, from which education background employees are more working in that company. And let's read the next point, that nearly 100 number of employees are there who are from life science education background, who wants to leave the company. See, nearly 100, it's been is moving up to 100 values. 100 number of employees are there, very quite big ratio is there, who wants to leave the company, and followed by medical department. Not much difference between life science and medical department. It's approximately 70 number of employees are there. So we can say that 20-30% of employees are there which are from life science and medical department who wants to leave their job. So these two are affecting more on iteration. And marketing and technical degree also contain some of their employees, but not more than like medical and life sciences. So these two are more affecting, whereas human resource department is less affecting. Okay. So this is our impact of education field. Now let's see our gender, how gender is affecting iteration. Let's see the comparison between gender and iteration. See here it is iteration yes and iteration no. And if you see, the blue is for female and orange is for male. See for iteration yes, firstly you can see that there are more male employees are there in the company. See the no also it's increasing, for yes also it's increasing. The more number of employees as well as more number of iteration yes. So males are more likely to leave their job as compared to female. This is because like male have more number of employees. So it is not much affecting. We do not get big amount of useful information from gender and iteration. So this is not much affecting as compared to other features. So let's see overtime, how overtime is affecting iteration. See, as for iteration, yes, if you look at iteration, yes, this is see, look at that blue one is for iteration, yes, and this is for no. This is overtime, yes. These are the people who do overtime, and these are the people who don't do overtime. And as for iteration, yes, there's a minor difference between employees who are doing overtime and who are not doing overtime. It means that, see, if you see employees who are doing overtime and who are not doing overtime, that doesn't matter. Employee who wants to leave, they want to leave. So we can say that we can conclude that overtime is not affecting the iteration. Overtime is not affecting the iteration, but rather than we can conclude the most one of the major thing that most of the employees are not doing overtime. See the no, see the count of no, it's a very high, that there are less number of employees are there who are doing overtime. So that overtime is not much affecting our that iteration, but yeah, there are less number of employees who are doing overtime. This is about overtime and iteration. Now, it's a question for you. So let me tell me that in this job role, which job role is affecting much iteration? So take a look and tell me that. You can message me or by speaking, you can tell me. Sales executive. So Divya Hedge is saying sales executive. What about others? Mohammad is also saying sales. Okay. Laboratory. Yeah. Laboratory. Correct. Laboratory technicians are, there are more number of employees in laboratory technicians who are more likely to quit their job. But yeah, you are also technically correct, because sales executive are also like, but yeah, we can say that sales executive have more number of employees. But if we talk about iteration, here iteration, yes, is of blue bin. So we can say that laboratory technician has more number of employees who are like, who wants to leave their job, and followed by sales executive. Although sales executive departments employees are also have more number of who wants to leave their job, but yeah, comparatively laboratory technician is the most effective who affects the iteration. And see, if you see that job role, see, this is if you see, look at research director, that is high role, that high job role. It may include 4 to 5 rating. So if you see that iteration, there is a very minor number of minor iteration, only 1 or 2, or we can say that it equals to no iteration. So if you compare, suppose if you are getting that you are hired at the post of research director, then you will not like to leave the job. Definitely. So this is a way, and this is the way to check yourself. This is the second way to check yourself that you are going down correct path or not. How you have to check that? By your personal experience, by your personal, that in your daily life, it is that, like, when you, in every job, in every company, when a research director is a big post, she not might to leave the job, because he wants stability, he gets stable in their job. So that's why this is the another thing of checking yourself. So this is all about categorical column, comparison of categorical column. If any kind of doubt, so please ask me, or you can message me. Okay, or ma'am is there with us, she may get respond to that, so you can ask in the chat box. And then, so okay, let's move further. Let's see now analysis on continuous data with respect to our target column. Firstly, we did the categorical column, columns with respect to target column. Now what we are going to do, we are just going to do the analysis on continuous data, or we can say that the columns which have continuous data type with respect to our target column. So guys, this is just take a look. This is another method of visualization. Like, when in future you will get a big data set, and at that time you need not to waste the time by doing this single type representation. For that you use for loop, which makes our visualization easier. Into that, these are the bit of line of code, and if you run this, see, will take the time a little bit. See, these all are continuous columns with respect to iteration. Here it is iteration, here it is age. For that I use hist plot. So remember, for continuous variable, hist plot is a best plot for continuous data. So these are the hist plot. So it will reduce your time a lot, and you can easily do the analysis on that. So take a look on this. graph. So this is another way of doing visualization, or another way or very effective way. You can be distance from daily rate and whatever. So okay, let's move further. So, but for your reference, I did that single representation to understand you better, and so it will look like very better understanding. So let's see how age is impacting on our iteration, like which age group people are more likely to iterate, or let's see. So if you look at, so here also we have to focus on iteration. Yes, so yes is blue one. So this is overlap data, but yeah, yes include in this only iteration. Yes are there. So if you see that 25-year age to 35-year age group, in that group there are more number of data is there who wants iteration yes, or who wants to leave the company. Employees in age of 25 to 35 are more likely to leave the job. So if you see after 40 age, that distribution tell us that higher the age and lesser will be the iteration, except that 51. See, like in your real-time experience, if you see that if a person who is more than 40 years old, he might have a bit of responsibility, or he's married, or whatever his current responsibility. So they, after 40 years, a person wants stability in his job. So definitely this is relatable our like that what we can say personal experience. So you can check yourself as by comparing that your data according to your personal experience. So see, after the age of 40, the higher the age, lesser will be the iteration. So this is the age impacting. So yeah, but yeah, you can say 25 to 35. These are more affecting the iteration. 25 year to 35. Yes, while visiting to any office, you might have been seen like there are many number of employees are there who wants to shift their job. Like in 25 to 35 years age, employee wants to shift the job because he or she are not satisfied with their job or with their salary, income, and any kind of reason will be there. So their personal reason, but yeah, these 25 to 35 age group are more affecting the iteration. So let's see the distance from home. How distance from home? I'm quite interesting to see this. See that 0 to 10 distance. Yeah, surprisingly, it can be seen that employees who have 0 to 10 kilometer distance from their home office distance, they are more likely to quit as compared to it means that surprisingly it means that employee don't want to do their job in their native city or native village as well. So I don't know, they might have problem issue with their salary, they might not getting the salary. So but yeah, these have quite a these are affecting most iteration, that employees who have distance range of 0 to 10 kilometer are more likely to leave the job. So we can conclude that lesser the distance, more number of employees are working. Yeah, but yeah, one thing we can conclude from that is that, see, if you just see the count, in that count there are in 0 to 10 distance there are more number of employees who are working, but also there are more number of employees are there who just don't want to do the job. So this is the big ratio, and these 0 to 10 kilometer is more affecting the iteration, we can see, as compared to other kilometers and other such ratios. So okay, now see how monthly income give trends to iteration. Like see, it's a very important, and without even looking to the data set, you can conclude that just take a look at that first point. Higher the monthly income give rise to less iteration. Need to say that if person is getting higher income, then he will not leave the job. Definitely, like in your personal, if I am also getting the high salary, then definitely I will not leave the job. So without even looking to data set, this can be clear. But yeah, if you see that data set. See, this is a higher salary. See that 50, these salaries are given in the dollars, guys. So it's a USA data set that is of IBM company. So this, if you see $15,000 to like $2,000 in this range, there are no such kind of employees there who wants to leave the job because they are getting a good salary. And if you see this employees who have their income approximately $2,500 are more likely to quit their job, because we can say that this is a least range of income. Understood? Here, this is this we can say that is freshers, and they are also, the whole ratio of freshers are more likely to quit their job. See, there is no attrition, no present in there. The number of, as much number of employees are there, everyone wants to leave their job. These are fresher and least count. So this is affecting most, that higher the monthly income and give rise to the less iteration. So this is how monthly income give trends to iteration. Okay, let's see that impact, how number of companies work, like how per employee, like before joining this company, how much companies work before. Let's see how does this impact. If you see employees, only that employees who work with one company before joining this company. See, this is a 0 number of count, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The company's employee who work with one company before joining this company are more likely to quit their job. And rest are all similar data. Rest is not affecting much, but yeah, affecting, but not much affecting as compared to this. So we can say that employees who worked with one company before are more affecting the iteration. So this is the impact of number of companies work. There are no much thing to explain you about this more. So this is the analysis of company, number of companies. And let's see how salary hike is impacting. Salary hike, percentage hike. See. Yeah, as we concluded from the salary, if a person is getting a higher salary, then iteration should be less. Okay, so here also it's a similar data, we can say that. So higher the salary percent hike, lesser will be the iteration. So see, clearly you can say, see, just focus on iteration. Yes, see, it's decreasing. See, decreasing, all are decreasing. Just one thing we can conclude from that higher the salary hike, lesser the iteration. So company has to give salary hike to employ more in order to get stability of that employees. So this is how salary hike is impacting. So okay, let's see years at the company, that how much experience do person have of that company. So same question, this is a last column or last that feature explanation. So just tell me, I'm questioning you about that, what does this indicates? Take a look and just tell me. Years of the company, these are the how many years, like 0, 5 years, 10 years of like 10 years is presently from 10 years person is doing work, and these are the count. And here iteration, yes is blue wins and no is for that orange one. So you have to focus on blue win. So tell me that which is affecting more. Let me see. 10 years are less likely to leave. Okay, so 0. Less work year experience has more iteration. Yeah, 0. Less fresher will leave the company. Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. That fresher, that is 0. They are more likely to leave the company. So 10 years plus are less likely to you. Yeah, definitely all are correct. Yeah, you are going correct. And see, if you see the ratio of 0 to 10, these are more affecting the iteration. In like experienced people, employees who have experience more than like less than 10, they are more likely to leave the company of that company. So we can say that fresher, yeah, in your real life, it can be seen, you can see nearby your employees, the fresher more likely to switch their job, because in order to get the honestly, in order to get their high salary range. So that's why this is a big issue. So this is 75%, 75 employees are there according to our data set who wants to leave their job. See, fresher have higher data of iteration, yes, that is 75 number of workers or more than half of freshers. See, if you see the total range is not going toward 150, so we can conclude that more than half of freshers are more likely to leave their job in that company. Apart from this, employees who ranges from 1 to 10 year experience on this company are more likely to quit their job. Yeah, as per told by me, that 0 to 10 range experience, they are more likely to quit there. And after that, iteration will be the less. There are less number of employees who wants to leave the job. So this is all about like our continuous column analysis. So if you have any kind of doubt, kindly ask.
Lovepreet, can you just scroll a little bit up?
Okay, ma'am.
So guys, just look here in the pattern, years at the company. So as Lovepreet told, and you guys also said that a fresher or a basically people in the range of, you know, working range of 0 to 10, mostly they are quitting the company. But the highest, if you look carefully, from 0 to 5, right? If a employee joins the company and he's leaving before 5 years, or let's take a fresher only, right? So that means the company's policy for fresher is not capable, right? Means mostly employee will join and leave within a year only, right? So basically they need to change some of their strategies which they specifically do for the new joinees, right? So this is the analytics which analytics will tell them, right? And based on this, HR team management will take certain calls, right? So this is what the analytics will do here, right? Okay, so over to you, Lovely.
Okay, thank you. Now let's move toward our discrete data, that how our discrete or numeric data is affecting our target column. So same representation, that is multiple in a single graph. So we have to do just this. For this, I also use count plot. See, impact of environment and job satisfaction. See how this is impacting on iteration. It just read a point that increase in the rate of environment as well as rate of job satisfaction. It both have similar data, so that's why I use that environment and job satisfaction in single one only. That give rise to increase in iteration, no, means not willing to quit. Increase in the rate of environment means, yeah, definitely if person is satisfied with their job, then he or she might not want to leave their job. He wants to remain stable in that company. See, if you see that environment satisfaction iteration, yes. See, sorry, here you just look at that no, that iteration no, just focus on iteration no. See, this one is rating 1 is that less minor, and rating 2 is more than that, rating 3 is up to more than that, and 4 is like similar to 1. So we can say that increase in the rate of environment as well as job satisfaction give rise to increase in iteration no. Now see how job level is affecting the iteration. If you see, look at the iteration yes, that blue win, the rating 1 who have less job level are more likely to leave their job. So sometimes a person, an employee may not get promoted easily, it takes time to get promoted. So that's why instead of waiting, he or she might leave the company. So that's why that might be the one reason. And so from data set we can conclude that increase in job level, decrease in the chances of leaving the company. See, if you see that higher the job level, see the rating 5, that is high. So it can be seen that there are less number of iteration. There are no like very minor count of employees are there who wants to leave the company. So let's move toward that job involvement, how person is involved in his job. See, if you see the employees who job in more than sufficient are more likely to quit, or we can say that they have more pressure of work. See the job involvement. See, if you see the three, more than sufficient means more than two, one, two is sufficient, three is like more than sufficient. They are more likely to quit if you see that three rating, or they might sometimes what happen that an employee may get a high pressure of work, so they can't handle that pressure. So that's why they have to go with that option only to leaving the company. So that might be the reason. And so somehow there are employees who don't involve fully in the job, but still they are likely to quit. See that the employees who are job fully, see 1 and 2, if we talk about that rating 1 and 2, they also contain that employees who wants to leave their company, and 4 as well. So we can say that every level is affecting that every level of job involvement, that job involvement is fully affecting the data iteration. So this is about job involvement. So let's see stock option level. So again, a question for you. How this affect, like tell me about iteration, yes, that which stock option level is affecting the iteration most. It's a very simple. Tell me guys, how stock option level is, like stock option level, if more will be the rating, the person is getting more number of stock, like he is getting more number of stock options. Sometimes like employee who is working better, who is better than anyone else for giving his as well as salary, and they are giving like shares. We can say that. Have you heard about shares? That sometimes company CEO thinks that he is doing better, and instead of giving him salary, he give him a share of company, like 1% or 0.5% of share of the company. So this is stock option level. So
yes, so basically, as a stock option says here, that a employee becomes, a stock. They hold certain stock of the company.
Yeah.
Now, this can be the important reason that they cannot leave it, right? So most people don't leave when they have stocks. Basically, they feel they are the owners, right? So in such cases, right, people who don't hold certain stocks, right, there we can find more iteration rate as compared to in this section where we have certain kind of stock holding available. Yeah.
Okay, so this is stock option level. Now let's see our performance rating. Our performance rating, like if it can be seen that there is a rating of 3 and 4, most rating. So from this, by seeing this only, like no one is less than 3 and no one is more than 4. So we can see that all the employees are moderately perform. Like no is like there's no such kind of employees there who has rating 5 or who have 1, 2 or 3. So all are like moderately perform. First thing we conclude from that. And however, employees with respect to these 3 and 4, employees having less performance rating are more likely to quit their job. See, if here the case is different, if like employees less performing, then you might not able to leave, but at that time company fires you because you have to do work to remain in the company, to get stability or to get promoted or something else. So you have to pay back to the company. So company have expectation from you, so that's why you have to do work. So in this case, if you don't have performance rating better, the company just fires you, or sometimes you don't you will get more likely to leave the company. So this is a performance rating. So these all are some what we can say that important features which are affecting our iteration. So this is all about our data analysis. And so why data analysis is such important in data science? That as per told in the beginning, ma'am told us that it is important because it helps in business to optimize their performance. That, for example, implementing to it in the business model means companies can help to reduce their cost by identifying more efficient ways of doing business and by storing large amount of data. In other word, we can say that it helps to guide, or in simple word, we can say that it helps to guide guide best business decisions and minimize financial loss. So this is the thing which we conclude from data analysis. And so this is very important thing, very important field in data science. So let's see some of the advantage of data analysis. See, make decision at speed of your business, so you will able to get take a good decision by using like accurate decision as per told before, and increase business of optimization. Yeah, definitely, and it will help you to quickly detect and address operational issue like the issues which, so for example, like by saying that past data, we will able to get that what in which field we are lacking. Company will get to know about that, so we can just work on it, work more on it, focus more on that. So with this we can quickly detect that things and improve customer service. Main thing that customer service, this by using this data set we can get to know that what customer is needed. According to that, company will do work. So this is the data analysis, and this is all my full project that is based on machine learning random forest. So let's take a look at that. It might be helpful. So as see in data pre-processing, if it in basic checks, just look at the basic checks. See, if you see the basic check here, information tell us that there is no null values present in our data. So we need not to handle null values, but yeah, we have to handle the objective data type. So in data pre-processing, we are going to handle the objective data type. We have to convert that objective into integer data type. Firstly, let's check out that null values. See, if you see the every column, that no column is having like null values. There are no null value present in data set. So we can say that it's a very accurate data set, very well managed data set. So now let's do categorical handling. Like see, these are the columns which present the objective data type, that is iteration, business level, department, education field, gender, job role. These all I have to do. So for this I use map function. You will, when you will go further, you will read that there are various method of handling the categorical data. First one is for like ilog function and get dummies function and map function as well. Why I use map function? Because there's a very less values are there. So by using map function, we can easily handle that categorical data. So let me run this code.
So Lovepreet, can you tell me
Yes,
just how would we have done this mapping, right? One logic, can you explain if we can say business travel? Why did you map travel frequently 1, travel rarely 2, and non-travel 0?
Okay, ma'am. So see, if you see the data set, if you look at the data set, let me just please check.
You can go to the distribution, right? Which
Yeah.
you have shown earlier. Yeah. Guys, you can also put the logic, right? That it should be not there, it should be there. Like that, you can put your own logic.
See, if you see, look at the properly, that travel rate rarely has more number of data as per see the count. Let's check out the count. Travel rarely has more number of data, and up to less than that we have travel frequently, and non-traveler have least data. So just keep that in mind. So with respect to this, we are going to handle our categorical data. Now what I did, travel. So see, if you see, travel rarely has more number of data. So firstly, just check out that less number of data is non-travel. That I given the least value, that is 0. And before that we have travel frequently, that is moderate number of data, that not more not less. That I have given 1 increase value 1, and travel rarely has highest number of data. So that's why he get travel rarely get highest number of value 2. So 0, 1, and 2. And map function is used, that travel frequently equals to, so we just convert, these are the categorical one. This is categorical data, and converting to this 1, 0, 1s and 2. This is discrete data. So this is known as categorical handling. Yes, ma'am.
So we can say here that Sapna is telling that can we also use label encoder? Yeah. So reason of not using label encoder here is that, right, because the logic behind the label encoder is simply arranging the labels into in a alphabetic order, right, and marking them 0, 1, 2. But we know that we have done the analysis in the business travel that people who travel rarely, they are leaving more job as compared to the non-travelers or the travel frequently, right? So in such cases, right, if you see, we have two categories starting from TT only, right? So in that case, basically what will happen, somebody some label will get another number, another, and non-travel will get another number, right? So in that case, what will happen, we are misguiding our model, right? So basically we do pre-processing with respect to the modeling only, right? So we are misguiding our model, right? And since we have seen clearly a trend, travel rarely has more iteration rate. So we are explicitly telling model that any travel rarely is coming, it impacts the target variable more, hence we have given more weightage to the this particular category, or what we can say as a label, right? So for that purpose, what we can do, basically we can keep a logic that always label and sorry, not label encoding, basically whenever we go with respect to encoding any categorical variable, we should focus on how that particular categorical variable is impacting the target variable. That should be the main logic or the main approach, and based on that you can select the encoding technique, right? So you can use one hot, also you can use map function. Basically this is called as manually encoded, right? On that basis we can use label encoding. So always it is recommended to not to use label encoding. Okay, so this thing you can keep as a note, right? Yeah, Lovepreet, you can go ahead.
According to dataset, you have to decide that what is like what number you have to give or what weight you have to give to the values. So this is next pipeline, that is feature selection. You have to drop that unique one. In that, first thing you have to drop unique one, and you have to drop that which is not affecting much our data set. So you have to look, so you have to know that which feature is more affecting and which is not. For here, I think according to me, I use like all the feature, just dropping the unique one only. For here, here's a task for you, so you can get like on the basis of that, which see these all features now, on the basis of that which we did the analysis, you have to take that column only and do and predict a model and make a model. So you can do this. So this is a task for you, so you can do this. So let me just.
So Lovepreet is trying to say that he has created a model based on all features, but before even that he has dropped certain columns which are unique, which do not provide any information, right? So what can be the next approach? So basically, Lovepreet, you can explain the model creation part in a very short term.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, quickly explain it.
Yeah, ma'am. So let's see in model creation, we are creating our X and Y. Y is our dependent data and X is our independent data. So where these all are dropped, so we just do accept iteration. We took all the column in X, and our in just Y we take our target variable only. So see, in that while using analysis, we just concluded that our target column is imbalanced. So we did balance, we have to balance data by using smooth function. You will get to know in the future if you are studying. Now our data is balanced. See, if you see unbalanced data, that zero means that iteration no have 1233 count and one has like 237 count. But now after balancing data, see 1233 and 0 got 1233. Say data will be balanced. It will not affect the data set because see it will not reduce a data set. So we just improve the that value which is like less. So this is not affecting our data set. So we have to balance the data set. Now next thing is train test. So we have to split the data. For that in sklearn library we use train test split. that is X train X test, Y train Y test. For that, I use train test split, and XM means like balanced data. So these are the variables I pass in XM and YSM. These are a fit balanced data, and random state is a state of thing, and test size is like that it's 0.25. It means 25. We took 25% of data for testing, and we will train the data. 75% of data we will train. So let's move toward our model building. So here decision tree, very important model and widely used model. It's a very here why I use decision tree classifier. If you see data dot attrition dot value count. See, there are two values are present, so we need not to do here regression task because these are countable values. So we have to classify that iteration should be 0 or 1, should be yes or no. So that's why we use here classifier. For that, just imported the decision tree classifier and putting into it DT variable and just fitted that model X train and Y train. Now I just trained the model. And after that, now it's a prediction time that Y predict and DT means decision tree classifier dot predicting what we have to predict, that is X test we have to predict on the basis. So these are the predicting value. 0 means like 0 means no iteration no, and 1 means iteration yes. So these are the predicting values. And now let's see our classification reports. What does this tells? If you see the accuracy, it's like 0.84 accuracy is there, and precision and all such kind of, it's like not much effective accuracy. So in order to check that, firstly I will check that my data is fully trained or not. Let's check the data is fully trained or not. So we are using the train prediction. Let's see train classification. See, if you see the classification report of trained data, it's fully 100% trained. We can see all are 1.0 means 100%. All are 100%. So we can say that our data is fully trained. So there's no such kind of problem in our training data. So we have to, firstly, you have to do feature selection in order to increase your accuracy. You have to feature selection. You have to check your features and all such kind of thing, and checking again null values, move through that, and remove the feature which is useful. You have to make changes in our feature selection. Then you can use hyper tuning. Hyper tuning is just kind of range giving to, and that will automatically. But yeah, here you see that random forest technique. I use random forest technique that will help to increase the accuracy and increase the tuning of a data, tuning of a model. See, from sklearn.ensemble, it's an ensemble approach. I use random forest classifier. Why classifier? Because that we have to classify the data. And here also I given that variable. And number of estimator means that number of models. These are number of models. Decision tree. It always take decision tree. So these are the 100 decision tree. It will take 100 decision trees. And fitted the data. And then do a prediction. And now see the classification. See the accuracy. It increased up to 10%. See, so it's not bad accuracy. So 90%, above 90%, it's every time good accuracy. We are gain a good accuracy. So that's all about the model. So this is my model. And any kind of doubt, let me ask, please. What if we have duplicate data?
Yeah, I have responded. So yeah, if you have very small numbers of rows which are duplicated, first of all, be sure how you are checking the duplicates, right? Duplicates should be checked with respect to the target one. Okay. If you have small number of duplicates or basically less number of rows which are duplicates, then you can simply drop them. But in case you have more number of duplicates, then it becomes challenging, right? So we have to drop the duplicates, right? And then we have to go for the modeling part. Okay. So large number of duplicates will lead to overfitted model if we use them. Right. So basically, this was the simple thing which we have done. Right. If you go up, Lovepreet.
Yes, sir.
We'll use the balance data only, Ankita. Okay. Every time, whenever we have a classification data, we'll use the balancing technique always. Right. So if you could see here, these are the some small insights which we had made. Right. And apart from that, right, usually in HR analytics, right, the prediction part goes to the data scientist, right, and analytics part remains to the data analyst. They do lot of other data analysis. If you could see, our analysis was with respect to the target only, because we have to create a predictive model. Okay. Right. And it helped in doing basically the feature engineering as well as feature selection. So after the session, I would request everyone, right, go through all the techniques which Lovepreet has told here. Right. On that basis, if you can come up with the features which are important here, which are impacting the target variable, and if possible, just try to create a model as well. Right. So it will help you to understand how a data science project works, what exactly we do there, right? And you can share your analysis on D drive, right? You have an option to post your analysis as well, right? So that would be a great, like, we will get to know that you are able to follow through what we are trying to tell, right? Yes, definitely, Sindhu. I have shared this notebook link. Again, I'm sharing. So always you can refer this, and basically you can have a reference of it. Okay. Right. So yeah. Right. Ma'am, what if the analyst thinks, if the data collected in our need some more data, what is done, or we available data itself? See, when we do analysis, and if data is small, so we do analysis on the data, given data only. However, we will report it to the reporting team, or who is at the data collection side team. Okay, we will ask them to give us more data, right? Right. And for the modeling purpose, right, so there is a limit also, right? If you have, like, let's say hundreds of row, 200s of row, then not needed in that case. Machine learning model may possible will create a overfitted data or overfitted model. Hence, in that cases, we don't go for machine learning modeling, we stop it there. Okay. Usually lakhs of data is needed for creating machine learning model. Right. Any other questions? Okay, so I would like to know, guys, this was a session which we have done, right? In future, right? What kind of webinars do you want, right? So everybody can ping your own opinion, right? So it will help me, to organize more sessions, right? So please go ahead and tell me of how frequently, or basically what kind of topic should we cover more for you. Yeah, if you have any idea, or if you want to present your analysis or whatever work you have done, right, if you want to present that as well as a webinar, we can make a, just the way we have done with Lovepreet, we can do with you as well. Right. So let me take down all the inputs. So Sumit is asking, one we had done for weather prediction. Okay, can you brief out type of distribution in statistics? Okay, let me note it down in my notepad. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, about the interview topics and what are the main focus in preparing interviews. Okay, this is a request from Sapna. Sure, Sapna, we'll take this. Okay. Okay, more webinars on data analysis. Yes, Sindhu, the main agenda of hosting this section was to be on the more data analysis side, right? Live modeling. Okay. Yeah, that can be also done, like complete end-to-end project. Okay.
Hyperparameters.
Yes, we can do that. Okay, we have few in a QA also. More on hyperparameter tuning and how to improve the model. Okay. Yeah, a good option, Ankita. Is it possible to run a supply chain management project? Definitely, Deepak. We can, we can look for the data set and we can look for the problem statement and come up with the webinar for that. Noting your point. Okay. Okay. Divya Magu is asking for statistics. Okay. Fine. Statistics will be also taken care. Right. Yes, Sumit, statistics. Noted. Fine. Apart from this, anything you have in your mind, so you can just ping it around. Test done in statistics. Okay. Statistical test. Mukesh as well noted the point. Weather forecasting with time series. Okay.
CNN is there.
All right. Right, guys. So thank you so much for this inputs and thank you so much for joining this session. And yes, thank you again to Lovepreet to presenting this, right?
Welcome.
It's your always effort. I have seen the classes, right? So yeah, keep it up. And I expect everyone to do good data analysis, right? And come up with the all kind of analysis, right? We can make. So closing this webinar. See you in the next.